experience at first working with corporate agencies. He understands the career world right now that is present in our country and abroad. And moving on from a corporate world, the vision and the dream that drives him to be reaching out to students to prepare them out for a better future, for a better career, helping them out to find the roads that should be leading them, has been a motive, has been a passion for him, which made him come out of his corporate world job from Cognizant and Wipro to become an entrepreneur by himself. When the call comes, when your vision needs to be realized, this is how you give it to the call and make your dreams to be realized. And so here we have him today with us for a 1 hour session to be helping us out, to be opening out those arenas where we would have liked to cross ourselves, to be passing through ourselves, to give us better clarity on how we need to proceed, to give us an insight, to identify our potentials, to identify your potentials, to help you out to reach to those realms of realizing your dreams. You might be sometimes taken up by false dreams, and that might divert us here and there, helter and skelter, moving out, wasting a lot of time. But at this right moment, at the right time, if we are endowed with a proper direction, which the aid of uh, orienting leaders will surely help us to cross that stumble, to cross that block, and get ourselves better prepared. Of course, our short-term goal, which is nearby, is our board exams, which come in. And a future is always a long-term goal. But a little by little, each short-term goal realized will go a long way to realize your goal. Even then, even later, at times where you require help, you can always turn back to Future Capital. So that is their support that they offer, unlike other career orientation programs, where with one session it is done. But Future Captains promises you of a long-term association, an association for life for each one of you. So with these words, let me cordially welcome Mr. Kamal Selvan to this webinar. Of course, it is hosted by them, and I'm indeed glad and happy that I've got this opportunity to welcome them. I also cordially welcome Principal Reverend Father Shaju Adamna. He might join with us in a few moments, as he's a little busy at this schedule, but he will surely be joining in by the time the session proceeds. So hearty welcome to Father and to all students, their parents, and their teachers who have joined for the seminar. Wishing you all the best to be a part of this webinar. Please utilize it fruitfully. Please utilize it for your benefits. There will be a question answer session at the end. Right now, all of you will be on mute, but by the end of the session, it will be open and you could, clarify your doubts. Now, this is just a first initial, it's not just an ice-breaking session, but for you to get a peep into what they have to offer. And rest follows. That depends on how you take it and how you want to mold yourself. So giving you all this wonderful opportunity, I'm indeed really happy that we could do this for you. Hearty welcome and have a nice time. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Kamal Selvan.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I hope everybody can hear me. Yeah, can you just quickly type on the chat box if you can hear me out?
Children, it would be nice if you could give your responses on the chat boxes. In between, if you have any questions too, please do put it up on your chat boxes. It's just to ensure things in between, if everything is moving fine, if anybody is facing any problems, also you may type in your responses in the chat box. So thank you, children. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I will take it up from here. It's between me and the children hereafter. So
yes, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I leave the floor to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to actually release the mute for some time because let's use it responsibly. The reason is I want you guys to speak up on the mic and let's interact. It's very important to interact while the session is on. I don't want to be the only person who's speaking towards facing a screen. I know that there's a lot of thought and a lot of questions that will be coming to your mind. So I would want you to be very participative when the session is on. So that's the only request from my side. So with that assurance, I'm going to hand over the mic
Mr. Tamil Selvan, you are
Tamil,
not audible.
Tamil,
Yeah,
Tamil,
you're
you
not
have gone
audible,
on
sir.
mute.
It is, yeah. Tamil, sir, you have gone on mute and
I think
muted
I've muted
everybody
myself.
else. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so let's begin the session. I would want people to unmute yourself, one person at a time. I will, take some few minutes because the next few slides are very important for us to understand what is getting ready for future is all about, right? Okay. Can you tell me what phone it is and what model it is? Anybody?
It's iPhone 11 Pro.
iPhone 11
iPhone
X,
11 Pro.
iPhone 11 Pro Max Pro.
Okay, that's brilliant. I think who answered that first, Paul, is it? I mean, or rather, what's your name? Who gave the right answer? Okay, let's go to the next one. Can you identify these two models? What are these?
PlayStation 5 and Xbox One X.
Brilliant. Let's go to the next one. Who's this?
Lionel Messi,
What is he known for?
Football.
the footballer.
Footballer. Okay. Okay, what is this? Hello, dear students, what is this? Sorry? Okay, I'll give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I will talk about this in a minute. I mean, in few minutes. Who is this? Come on, guys. You jumped on and said iPhone 11 Pro, Xbox, PS5, Lionel Messi. You guys knew so much about these guys and these things. What happened now? Who are they? Who is this person? You want 10 more seconds? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No idea? Well, it's not a very unique situation. This is something that we face everywhere. The problem is, we as students, youngsters, we are always lured into things that are more entertainment oriented, right? And things are more like gadgets, and entertainment attracts us more. As a child, when I was young, I was attracted to video games too, just like you. So there's no difference, nothing to feel bad about it. But the problem here is there's too much of focus on one side, where we should actually be spending less amount of time. We are spending a lot of time there and not focusing on the more important stuffs, right? So this man whom you're seeing on the screen, I want to switch off my camera for some minutes. So this man whom you're seeing on screen, his name is Mr. Thomas Muller, and he is also a co-founder of SpaceX. And SpaceX, the company that is actually looking to send men to Mars in 2024. And he's a phenomenal guy and a phenomenal story. If we have time, I will share a video about him. Typically, when a child who has a dream, of becoming a rocket scientist, eventually becomes one, right? And that's a wonderful story that needs to be told, that needs to be shared. So this is Thomas Muller for you. So before I move to the main part of understanding the future and how the future unfolds for all of us, I would have few terms and we would need a lot of participation from your side. I want to ask you definitions of certain words. So word number one, what is the meaning of identity? When I am saying this is identity, what does it mean?
The person's DNA.
Person's uniqueness. What did you say?
DNA.
DNA. Okay, that's a very interesting answer. Are you a biology student by any chance, my dear?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, good. Okay, anybody else? What simple English meaning?
It's to
Simple,
identify someone.
something that you can use to identify someone. Okay, anything different? Come on, this word we use every day. What is identity?
What something that makes you unique. It's what describes you.
Well, wonderful answer. Okay, okay, so this is very simple to understand. Identity is nothing but how people will remember you, right? If I just draw a stroke of line on a piece of paper, which I just have to draw a spectacle and move it and draw a small ear, it will look like Gandhi, right? And similarly, a lot of great people, they are known for their iconic way of being, having a public appearance or an image, right? So identity is nothing but how people remember you. So I would want you to remember this word. What is talent? Go ahead, quick. We don't have all the day. Come on.
Your own special ability to do something.
Your own special ability to do something. Okay. All right. That's a good one. That's a good, really good one. Anybody else?
A special skill someone has.
Special skill someone has. Okay. What is talent and what is skill? We are mixing up two different things. What is talent?
Talent
Okay.
is like it's inbuilt in you.
It is inbuilt in you. Brilliant. Is that Kevina?
Yes, sir.
Good one. So
Thank you, sir.
talent is what's inborn with you. See, certain things you don't really have to try too hard. It comes to you naturally, right? I'm sure some of you are really very good at drawing or singing or dancing. You don't have to really go to a class to actually do it really well. It comes to you naturally, right? So it has a DNA part, bio part to play in it, but then talent is something that is inborn with you. It's like your unique DNA, like somebody told. It's like something that's born with you and something that you need to really use. Of course, we're going to talk about that in a moment. So talent is what's inborn with you. Let's go to the next one. What's value? Okay, let me ask this question. What is the value of an iPhone Pro 11 or 11 Pro? What's the value of iPhone?
Status.
Sorry?
Status of some
Hey,
status.
Muhammad, brilliant answer, Muhammad. That's a brilliant one. So the value of an iPhone is actually status, not 70,000 or 1 lakh. Brilliant. So now I've given you an example. Tell me what is value in Muhammad's context, or what is the value of what is value? What is the meaning of value in a personal context? When I say this is my value, what does it mean? Anybody wants to give it a shot? How do you define value? Okay, somebody has typed an answer. Our motto. Okay. Well, that's another nice way of looking at it. Value is what you cannot compromise, right? This is like you cannot give up on certain things. It's a strict no, right? And it's the borderline. And value is something that you need to define for yourself, what you cannot compromise. And those boundaries need to be set by family, values, beliefs, faith. A lot of things define our values, but then each of us have our own unique values as well. So value is something that we cannot compromise. What is a goal?
When you want to reach something.
And you want to reach something.
Aim of the
Target.
life.
Target. Okay, that's a good word.
Aim of the life.
Aim of the life. Okay, but then life is again, it's a lot of steps, right? I mean, it's not just one ultimate goal. It keeps changing. So what do you call it as a goal? Okay, let me give the answer. What you define as a success, not somebody else. A goal is something that you can say for example, I want to get X percentage or this grade on this exam. And when you get that grade or percentage, you are successful. And like that, you can have a goal for your fitness. You can have a goal for your what do you say, hobby. So hobby is what, or rather goal is what you define as success, right? Now let's move to the next word. What is interest? Difficult, right? I'm sure it is.
Something you like and you like to do. You have the interest into it.
Okay, something you like to do. Okay, something that keeps you going. Okay, something that keeps you, I think, right, that's the closest answer. What gets you glued on for hours? You don't get bored. You don't like to move to something else, right? You can be at it for forever, right? So that is interest. But what's the difference between interest and passion? Hmm? What is the difference between interest and passion? We speak about passion also, right? Any idea? Okay, so here it is. So interest is something that can change. So last year you were interested in something, this year your interest changed, but passion is something that doesn't waver, right? It doesn't change that quickly. So passion is something that is more long term, and interest is something that is short term. Okay. Purpose, I'm sorry, I just jumped into it because of interest of time. Purpose is something that is very, very profound. A lot of people spend their entire lifetime to find their purpose, but in our context, purpose is something that will make you sacrifice your comforts. Once you know what you want to do with your life, you will be able to sacrifice the comforts that you've got. Maybe you will do something greater with that. So all the great people, the icons that we love, we idolize, we adore, right? We follow, the leaders whom we really adore. All these people have made huge sacrifices in their earlier days, right? Because of which they are where they are today. This word I would want you to tell me. What is calling? What is the meaning of calling? It's a blind leap of faith. Janvi, there you go. That's brilliant answer. I'm just really floored, Janvi, because it was I've been with many students, and almost this is the first time you have come really close, this close. So brilliant. So what makes you take the blind leap of faith? It's called calling. For me, it was a calling in 2013 when actually I thought, what should I do with my life? Then working with students was something that I really enjoyed doing, and I decided, okay, this is going to be my life hereafter. So from 2013 to 2017, while I was working as a HR manager in a large IT corporation, I actually started building my company while I was working. And 2017, I had to let go of all my comforts to pursue my purpose, right? And even today, even though the goal may be profit, money, but beyond that, the value is we want to give unbiased, continuous career support to students, because career advice is not going to be something that is one point of time. It requires some amount of nurturing and support and handholding for students, and that is how we have developed the organization, and that's how we are dealing with students, and we are also evolving, right? And why I'm able to do this with a lot of passion, interest, whatever you want to call, is because I'm very good in talking to people. I have certain strength, or you can call it as talent, that allows me to what do you say, blossom into a better human being as I'm building this organization. And now this has become my identity. Before this, the companies that I used to work with were my identity, but today I'm on my own, and whatever I am doing now has become my identity. So if you have to understand these things, I hope you have understood the meanings of these words, and I hope you will remember these words for a very long time, because this is a part of career building, right? And this is how you will start with your career building and career definition and your career success. So let's take this forward, and I'm going to ask you certain questions about the images on the screen. I'm going to take you to a journey in the future, right? I would want you to envision the future, and I'm going to ask you certain questions about what kind of technologies these are. Can anyone tell me what exactly this technology is?
AI.
No, not AI.
Artificial.
Yeah, he just said AI.
Artificial intelligence.
No, not artificial intelligence.
Using your mind to control the computer or laptop.
Brilliant. What is it? What's the name of the technology?
Tariq says neurotechnology.
Neurotechnology?
Is that
No,
it?
Tariq, not neurotechnology. Okay, so this is called the BCI, brain computer interface. So basically the neuron firings, right? So basically they have sensors in the head, and with which you can actually control a mouse without having to, put a finger on it. You can just use your brain power to access mouse and buttons in a computing system. So that's the technology that's going to disrupt a lot of things. So you can think, and that particular icon will get activated, right? So that is brain computer interface, and this is going to really disrupt our future. Now let's go to the next one. What is this? You saw this image in the previous slide. I'm giving you one more chance. What is this? A couple of years ago, Google built this. What is it? No idea? Okay, it's called a quantum computer, right? It's the super version of a supercomputer. So just to give you an example, a calculation that will take a Fibonacci series. Okay, I'm just giving you this. To crack the Fibonacci series, it takes about, they say, about 10,000 years, right? To go to the highest level of a Fibonacci series. Now, using a quantum computer, it will take few minutes. And that's the power of quantum computing. And what is this has a relevance in the future? Now, the vaccination that we are trying to figure out, the COVID-19 vaccine, the most of the genetic code sequencing and cracking the genetic code of the virus has been done with the use of quantum computer. And this is not something that's going to happen in the distant future. It's already there. Indian Institute of Science is already having a quantum computer within their facility. I think they're the only facility to have quantum computer. I think the other one, I think IIT Kharagpur is again trying to build one in their campus. But then that's the future, right? Quantum computer will take over from supercomputers, and they are going to handle massive amount of data that we are going to have, right? So this is the next future. What is this? I'm sure this is quite easy for you guys. What is this? What do you make out of this image?
Self-driving vehicles.
Self-driving vehicles. Perfect answer. So they're called as autonomous vehicles, right? So 2050 is about 30 years from now, and autonomous vehicles are having their own difficulties even today. Okay, for example, the question that people ask is, what happens when the driver falls sick? Suddenly he has a heart attack. What will happen to him? Because the car is in autonomous mode. And how will the car know that the driver is sick, right? So these kind of questions, ethical, human questions are being asked. So because of which there's a delay in the technology. But then I'm sure, thanks to brain computer interface or twin, digital twins technology, or the other ways in which the human beings can directly get connected to a computer, that will change the way autonomous cars will evolve in 2050. So by the time when you guys are like 40s and in your 40s, you will be able to really sit on a car, open up your laptop or whatever device that is available at that point of time, and you will actually do your office's work while you are actually not even driving the car. The car will drive on its own. So that future is again going to be a reality. And already Google and Apple are already testing these cars in San Francisco, uh, Mountain View area. So these things are already a reality. But then the advanced versions will come out in 2050. Okay, let's go to the next one. What is this?
Is it the Hyperloop train?
Brilliant. Who's this? What's your name, buddy?
Paul Alapart.
Paul. Good answer. It's a
Thank you.
hyperloop. What's the advantage of an hyperloop?
It travels so fast that it can take you between cities in like few minutes.
Right. Give me an example, please.
Um, like from Kerala to Delhi. I mean, different states maybe.
Mhm.
It just takes like around 30 minutes. That's what the idea is
Right.
about.
Right. So the distance between Kolkata and Chennai would be about for 3 hours. That's what they have predicted, or rather less than 3 hours, because it will be faster than an airline. And if they are able to achieve Mach 1 speed, which is the speed of sound, it will be much lesser. So probably less than an hour will be the time for something to reach from Kolkata to Chennai. So likewise, so hyperloops are already being designed and tested by Virgin and Tesla. So I'm sure this will be disrupting both airline industry and the trains in the near future. So anybody who's looking to book a train or book an airline, they might most likely use an hyperloop to travel for business, because they can go and come back on the same day. Okay, what is this? Any idea?
Drones.
Sorry.
Drones.
Yes. What's your name?
Alok.
Look. So these are drones, right? So Uber has already got a license to run Uber air taxis in Mumbai, and by 2024 they will be launching their Uber air taxis. So drones will actually change the way we will move around from urban to suburban areas. Like for example, if I want to go to Salem or rather I want to come to say from Chennai to, if I want to go to Bangalore, I might hire a Uber air taxi, go to Bangalore and come back on the same day, right? And I might have my own private what do you say, private flight, a jet or a drone which will mobilize from me from one place to another. So this is another disruption that will change the way people are going to move. Goods will be transported. For example, a produce that's going to be, kind of, what do you say, manufactured in Delhi can get delivered in Chennai within about 3 hours. That will change the way e-commerce will, develop. So Amazon might be able to deliver your product in about few hours, and that will change the way e-commerce will work. So what it takes 3 to 4 days will become few hours, right? Same day delivery will become a reality from any part of the country. So who's this?
Sophia the
Sophia.
robot.
Sophia.
Yeah. All right. So a lot of you have seen this woman. Okay. So what is she special? What's the specialty about Sophia?
AI.
Okay. AI is part of Sophia. What is special about Sophia?
She's the first proper humanoid robot.
Absolutely. She's the first proper humanoid robot. Um, and what is special about her is she can actually emote human feelings or reactions. So her face muscle, the skin that she has, it can actually show reactions. So they've even tried. She's the first humanoid to receive citizenship in another country. So that's another specialty. The most important thing that we need to keep in mind is the convergence of biology and technology, or rather computing, is coming very, very close. Do you see that? In the previous slides, I'm sure you discovered that the biology side of the science and the technology of the science, the computing, the semiconductors, the programming, the artificial intelligence, machine learning, they're coming together. So the lines are getting blurred. It could be as simple as tomorrow humans can actually enhance their abilities by implanting machines into their body, right? They can add additional strength to their arms by having a robotic device implanted into their shoulders. So it could be that level, right? So robotics is another area where the future will be far more, prosperous. A lot of people will now move into robotics because that's where the future is going to be. A lot of redundant work that is done by human beings will be done by robots. Okay, let's go to the next one. What is this? What do you make out of this image?
Is it like a micro robot kind of thing?
Yeah, what's the word?
Nanotechnology.
Nanobots.
Brilliant answer. Nanotechnology is the right answer. Tomorrow, 20 years, 30 years from now, you might have a nanoparticle that could get injected into your body, which will actually go and kill cancer viruses or any specific virus for that matter, right? And this is a model nano mosquito which can actually spot and destruct the Aedes mosquito, right? So this is another interesting disruption that they are making in the world of biology or pesticides, where they are using nano robots to actually counter mosquito population. So these kind of very interesting developments are happening in the world today. Okay, this must be really interesting. What is this? Which place is this?
Mars.
Okay, that is the right answer. But now Mars. Okay, this might be a little science fiction for a lot of us, but then thanks to the Dragon, launch a month back, I think we have proven that we are able to use reusable rockets, and also now have the capability to send humans to Moon and Mars and interstellar travel, right? 30-40 years from now, interstellar travel would be a reality. Mars tourism will be a reality, and we might be even having children born in Mars and come to Earth to do their postgraduate education in Harvard and Yale and go back to Mars to work. Just like people are moving from one country to another, people might move from one planet to another to survive, to get new jobs, right? So Mars colonization is definitely a reality. And how many of us are really looking at ourselves part of this magic, right? So that's a question for another day, but then I want you to keep dreaming. What is this?
Virtual
Virtual
reality.
reality.
Nope. What is this? I want the exact word.
Hologram.
Okay, who is that?
Kevin.
Kevin. Hologramic projection is the right word. So this has been developed by Microsoft. So you can actually project a 3D image of your your full physical body, and you can project it to any part of the globe with a hologram projector. And very importantly, you can speak in English, and if your projected image is in Middle East, it can speak Arabic. If it's in Tamil Nadu, it will speak Tamil. Kerala, it will speak Malayalam, right? So like that, hologram image will change the way people will travel from one place to another, and how they will interact with their colleagues and get work done. Or even a CEO of a company, a multinational company, can actually project himself to different offices across the globe in different time zones and address his employees. So that is the way the world is moving, my dear friends, right? But the very important question that I'm going to leave you, or rather I'm going to ask you before we move to the next section, is what is the one connecting thread across all these images? I want, if anybody has found that one connecting thread that is common across all these images.
Technology.
Okay, technology is a good one, but I want the right word.
Misuse of these technology.
No, we are not talking about misusing. Will definitely happen. We're not talking about that, but there's something that is connecting all these new age technology.
Technology will make our life easier.
Okay, that's another interesting
It's the
observation.
human skill that makes all these.
Look at it from an education standpoint. You're all going to pursue college education few years from now. And if some of you might be thinking, I'm actually going to become an automobile engineer, or I will become an architect, or I will become, a doctor, or whatever you may want to be. Where do you think the world is moving? Do you think you can have one, knowledge about one particular domain and still survive in the future? Do you think so? If you think so, then we have not really observed well. There is something that is connecting all these images. Okay, computer.
Science?
Sorry?
Science?
Yeah, science is correct, but then you have to be this to become successful in the future. Or you have to learn this to be successful in the future. Okay, let me give out the answer. You have to be multidisciplinary. You cannot omit or ignore any kind of science, because tomorrow when you are designing a car for any organization, or even if you're a doctor, you will still have to rely on robotics, right? If you're a robotics engineer, you will still have to understand biology, right? If you're a space engineer, you will still have to understand chemistry, because you will deal with a lot of atmospheric pressure and composition of air quality, whatever it may be. So the future, it's going to be multidisciplinary, right? So I think all of you have made a wise choice. I'll tell you why I'm saying you guys are really, really fortunate, that you are actually on the right track. But never ever omit or look down upon a subject because you think it's boring. Today and tomorrow, every subject will play a part in your career. And forget it, you may not like maths, but then maths will be imposed on you. You may not like chemistry will be imposed on you, because whatever work you do, you will have to be multidisciplinary. On that note, let me take you to the next part of the session. I want to skip this slide for maybe we'll use this on the Q&A session. The future is exciting, but are we ready? The very important question I'm going to ask you is, okay, this is a question I'm going to ask you. I want you to answer. Say this is a person who is looking to go in a particular direction, and he wants to reach a destination. What is the one most important thing that he needs to decide before he starts his journey?
Which way he needs to go?
Direction. Okay, that's a very interesting answer. Okay, which way? Okay, anybody else?
Determination.
Hard work.
Hard work, perseverance. Okay, Paul, Alapur, and Advait has given the answers. It is the destination. Before you start moving, you need to decide on your destination, right? Without the destination, when you're starting off, this is like the goal, right? You'll be wandering, because if you don't have a direction and you're setting the sail in whichever way the direction the wind is blowing, you might go wherever the wind is taking you. You might not have the complete control over your life. So that way, you need to be very careful right now about choosing your destination. So why I'm stressing on this point is there's a survey that's taken by CII, the Confederation of Indian Industry, where they have found out that 85% of the higher educational candidates who are basically the 11th, 12th standard students and undergraduate students who are looking to pursue higher education, they are not equipped to take career decisions. Why? Because they are almost always taking career decisions based on certain errors, which I will talk about in a moment. There are 4 career mistakes that one needs to avoid, and I'm sure there are 8th, 9th, and 10th grade students in this session, and of course the parents are also there. The 11th and 12th grade mistakes are also shown here for you to consume and make sure that you're not making those mistakes when you're getting there. First mistake, ninth grade mistake, is a lot of time the 9th grade is wasted purely because a lot of exposure is not given at that point of time, right? I'm not sure about how your school is handling it, but this is a generic trend that we are seeing, especially from the parents side. The parents, most of the time, they are not spending time or in explaining about the different industries, the career clusters, what is their job, and what does a carpenter do, how he makes the money, how does an electrician make money, right? Because if you look at the first 3 slides I asked you, you spoke about Messi, Xbox, PS5, and iPhone. It tells us very clearly that we are always having a consumeristic mindset. We are looking to build a career so that it can pay us money, so that we can buy the things that we want to buy. That is the most absurd way of building a career. And the seeds are sown in this time because most of the time the parents are not focusing, or rather they're more focusing on getting things for their children rather than exposing the kids to different options in their life and different industries in their life, right? So that is something that has to be taken mindful. So parents, whoever is watching this, if your children are in the 9th grade or 8th grade or 10th grade, please make sure that you set aside some time to give them that exposure about what is an industry, what is a company, what is a job, and how promotion happens. Make them aware about what happens in the workplace. This is the first mistake that happens. Second mistake, the most defining career decision is taken in the 10th grade, because I'm sure IGCSE happens, works in a different way because you already have chosen your groups and everything. But then I want you to recall the way you chose the group. Did you choose the group because you knew exactly what you're going to do with this group, or you choose the group because you wanted to do medicine and you wanted to do engineering, or your best friend is in that group, or your parents wanted you to take that group, or your uncle said that that is the best combination of subjects? Most of the time group selection happens based on an external influence rather than an inner realization, right? So without having a definite, as somebody spotted, if you don't know the destination and you're choosing a group, most likely you'll be up for a lot of surprises. Maybe you might have a change of mind, and some of those decisions cannot be reversed. So it is very important that when you're choosing the groups, you are going to make a very careful evaluation, a very careful decision about what those groups are going to give you in the near future. Mistake number 3, 11th grade. Some of us are taking 11th grade very lightly. I know you guys are still not there, but a lot of times 11th grade is taken a little lightly because you're still not there for public exams, or you're still not ready for college, you're in between. So it's more like a relaxing period, because anyways you know that you have to work hard in your 12th grade. So 11th grade is another area where even if you have chosen your subjects, your groups, it's a better time for you to figure out, right, what you're going to do with those subjects, what course you're going to select in a college, which college you're going to apply, how are you going to prepare for your competitive exam, right? And if you're going to study in India, what competitive exams you need to prepare for. If you're going to study abroad, what kind of entrance exams you need to prepare for, because time will run so quickly. We started this lockdown in March and it's already 5 months. Nobody thought that we would have a lockdown for 5 months, and it's still continuing. Nobody has a line of sight. So the world is becoming volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, my dear children. You need to make sure that whenever you are given a chance to correct your mistakes, make the best use of that time, and make sure that, I'm sure you are still not there. So even if you make a mistake and if you're already in the pathway, make sure that you are having clarity about your college course and everything when you get to 11th grade, right? And if you think it's better late than never, do it right now, even when you're in your 10th grade. Mistakes that a lot of parents come to us. In fact, last few weeks have been extremely busy for us, and the reason is because of the college admissions. At one fine morning, once the college admissions have opened up, parents and students are waking up and coming to us and asking for guidance to select a college course. I will make money because I will anyways give an advice. But my question that is always running in my mind is, what made them take such a long time to realize that they need to choose a degree in a college? You know that you're getting into 12th standard or 12th grade. You know that after 12th grade, you will have to choose a college. Somewhere this preparation has to happen a long time back. And it's happening at the fag end and this mad rush. And a lot of students have missed out on application dates for good colleges, and they're now choosing whatever colleges that is available. Please, please, please don't ever put yourself in that position. Whatever planning has to happen now, not tomorrow, not day after tomorrow, not next year, today, right? So this is a mistake number 4. A lot of times what we see is parents come to us and ask us about, what subjects should my son or daughter study, and what degree should they study, which is the best degree to pursue, and this degree, which is best college for that, right? And after finishing this course, which are the jobs that are available? Well, these questions are important, but the most important question that people don't even think about is, what is your innate talent? If I am very good in drawing, if I'm very good in sketching, and if I'm able to conceptualize my sketches, I can think and I can sketch something, I might be a great architect, I might be a great designer, I might even become an automobile designer, right? If I'm a dancer, I might not still pursue dance as a full-time course, but I have dexterity. I might even look at becoming a surgeon at a later point of time, because I'm actually very good with my limbs. Things that we need to really think through. We really don't pay attention to our gift because it is given. Let me tell you, my dear children, the most abused thing that we do is abusing our talent. We don't nurture it, we don't improvise on it, we don't really care for it because we know it is there. And at some point of time, if you can talk to some of your elders in your family who hate their job, ask them whether they are happy. When they are unhappy, they go back to this talent of drawing or singing or dancing, because that is what is making them happy in their most adverse situation. So don't lose out on your talent. If the best choice, if your family can permit you, find a way to combine your talent with your profession. If you can do that, you will never work for a single day in your life. That is the joyous ride that one can have, but that requires a lot of planning and a lot of determination, dedication, and preparedness, and that comes from planning today, right? What are your different interests? These questions nobody asks you. Yes, the parents show some interest about your interests, but then sometimes these interests may not look encashable. Nobody might pay money for this interest, but there might be a different way to combine your talent and your interest and define a profession for yourself. There are still doctors in this country who treat you with music, yoga therapy, right? Medical doctors. Dr. B.M. Hegde, very famous doctor, and I'm sure you would have seen his videos as well, famous on the YouTube. He's an MBBS doctor, he's a surgeon, and who later resorted to Ayurveda. And today he's speaking about Ayurveda yoga. Maybe that was his interest then. Today he has combined his medicine, knowledge about medicine and yoga and Ayurveda, and he's carving a niche for himself. Some of these things you need to nurture for life. These things, another very important question that we don't ask ourselves is, what issues you can solve quickly? Can you solve a psychological problem, or can you solve a mathematical problem, or can you resolve a design problem, right? Or you are very good in critical thinking, or you are a builder, you can create stuffs. What kind of issues you can solve, right? So these kind of questions you need to ask yourself. What are the qualities you are praised for? What does your best friend know you? What's your identity, right? You remember the word identity I asked you in the initial slide. What are the qualities you are praised for? What does your best friend call you for? What does your uncle remember you for? What does your aunt remember you for? You have to ask these questions for yourself. Even probably pick up the phone and ask them, what do you think is my best quality? Some might say it's your sense of humor. Some might say your shrewdness. Some might say your ability to sketch beautiful paintings. Find out. It's very important in life. Now, how do you find opportunities is very simple. Match your talent, your interest, and what kind of opportunities are available in the market. That's where people like us come into play, right? We can connect all these dots and show you a dimension that you never thought about. You know, people who come to us, they then realize that, hey, I never thought that my talent, my interest could actually culminate in a very beautiful way, right? So this is the way you can define your uniqueness and pursue your career. And this is very important. So before you ask these questions, right, about subject, degree, job, and institution, ask about your talent, your interest, and your uniqueness. Now, coming to very important part is, you know, some of you are pursuing your IGCSE curriculum, right? You are in your 9th and 10th grade, and you might even think of, you know, changing your curriculum or whatever it may be. But I want you to think about this. The choice that you have made right now is the best choice. And I think your parents have given you the most the advanced curriculum in the world for you to pursue. And I want you to make the best use of it, right? The biggest advantage of an IGCSE curriculum is about giving you a different variety of subjects and a different approach to education, where it helps you to develop as a thinking person, a creating person, a socially responsible person, and a holistic human being, and very importantly, a global citizen. And I want you to think and make the best use of this opportunity that you have got, that your parents have given. And please, 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 don't ever, you know, look at the way the other curriculums are operating. Nonetheless, you have been in this place, you have already to make the choice. Make sure that you're making the best use of it. So if at all you want us to help you in your planning, in your career decision, in crafting your career design, we are there to help you. We put you through a process, and we can also share this video with all of you so that you can recall it whenever you want. And as a first stage, we put you through a psychometric testing. And just for your understanding, psychometric testing is only for 9th grade and above, not for 8th grade. So we want to be a responsible organization in not predicting, or rather giving any ideas to the 8th standard child, because the brain is still evolving. So 9th grade children will go through a few simple psychometric tests, which will basically understand their IQ, their interest, and their learning pattern. The 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade students will go through a lot more tests, which will basically help us to understand what motivates them, their personality, their learning style, their IQ, and their interest. So combining these things, we'll be able to suggest how they can shape their career path, what kind of colleges they can, so what kind of courses they can choose, and they can start preparing themselves for best of the institution. Now, once you finish the psychometric test, the stage 2 comes, where you will meet a career counselor and you will have a one-on-one discussion along with your parent and design your career path. And this is a very, very crucial step in this entire process, because a human interaction is required. Just like how you need a teacher for teaching a subject, you need a career counselor to design your career. You can do a lot of things automated, but then this process can never be automated for a very simple reason. It requires a human mind to nurture another human mind, to understand another human mind and guide the human mind. So please make sure that you don't skip this step and go through this. So once you finish this session, stage 2 process, then after that you might have certain queries about a particular domain. Say, for example, I want to get into nanotechnology. I would like to know more about the career options in nanotechnology. Then what we can do is to put you onto somebody who is an expert in nanotechnology. So you can ask all your queries and get more in-depth guidance in that particular technology. And finally, stage 4 is when you can do a project along with a expert and submit a project so that you can get hands-on experience in that particular domain. So these are the 4 stages that we offer, and we are the only company that offers you these 4 stages, because I think the rest all can be Googled, right? And these 4 stages are the most crucial thing for a student to get ultimate clarity in making a career decision, and for them to really blossom as a better human being and be competitive when they come to college admissions as well. So the plan started 4,130, but we have a very discounted price for Devamatha. So we have a special price of 3,000 rupees, all inclusive. So I think the school will share more details about it when they send a note. So if at all you're interested, please do share your interest with the school, and we will get in touch with you later. So why you should choose us? Very quickly, we provide guaranteed clarity on next step. There's no mincing of words. We also provide continued follow-up calls. Every 3 months, you will receive a call from us to know whether you're going in the right path. If you have any questions, we will help you answer that. Knowledge sharing is guaranteed. We'll share some webinar links, videos. You can be part of our Facebook and LinkedIn page. You'll continue to receive e-books, e-magazines from our side, and you can update yourself. Very importantly, unbiased guidance. We don't take sides. We want to be in a very neutral manner, because for us, the student is far more important than anybody else. So that's one of the reasons why we have always taken a very neutral stand, and we have guided our student. And very importantly, our child-friendly advices. We understand that children need help, they need support, and we have to give them a non-judgmental and a very friendly environment for them to speak up their mind, their interest, and also share their own innate feelings about how they see themselves. And that's how we can open up and we can reach out and support your child. So this is how we support our students, and how it will benefit you. I'll keep all those reasons aside. Very importantly, you will know about yourself. When there is a question that will come at some point of time in your life about tell me about yourself, you will be able to answer that question with a lot of confidence, because now you will know a lot about yourself than ever before. And that gift is what I think is required for every child. And we are very happy that we have democratized, we have made it available for every type of student out there. Different types of learning abilities children come with, and we can support every type of child, and we can help them grow into a beautiful human being. And we are very happy to be in this space. And our students are from very different schools across Chennai, and we have clients from Middle East, North India. We have clients from Mumbai, Delhi, and we are very happy that we are able to cut across locations. And thanks to Devamatha for giving us this wonderful opportunity, because we never thought that we would we would move into Kerala as well. And this is another very interesting development, and we believe that the students and parents who are supporting us are helping us reach further. And thanks Devamatha once again. Thanks Father Shaju, and thanks Tessie ma'am and Chris ma'am for supporting us all through. And final point is, don't make decisions just based on Google search, and don't choose career just for monetary benefit. Just because you want to buy that Ferrari car, don't look at a career. Ferrari will come to you anyways. iPhone 11 Pro will come to you anyways. If you are good at something, you will get it. And to be good at something, you need to enjoy doing it. And to enjoy doing it, you need to know what you are. And that is the final starting point. As Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam once said, right, when there is righteousness in heart, there is beauty in character. And when there is beauty in character, there is harmony in home. And when there is harmony in home, there is peace in this world. And in these worlds, in this world, we need to understand that the basic step starts with understanding us and having that righteousness in our heart and pursuing what we want to pursue based on what we are. And let's not live somebody else's life. And get more exposure, know your strengths, learn a trade skill. Learn, don't, cooking is a trade skill. Excel, Microsoft Excel or PowerPoint is a trade skill. It's very important to have multiple skills. I don't want to spend too much of time on it, but go Google up on trade skills, find and learn them, and nurture it. Because someday, when there is a rainy day, you will be able to make use of that skill and still make a living out of it. Develop your communication, learn to speak. I'm sure all your kids are beautifully interacting with me. I love the way this entire session went, and I really thoroughly enjoyed interacting with you all. And finally, believe in an entrepreneurship, because some point of time life will force you to be on your own. So learn finance, learn sales, learn marketing, learn communication, learn to build teams, learn to manage teams, because I think some point of time you will be forced to do it. I foresee future going to be like that. So believe in entrepreneurship. Don't have to be an employee all through your life. At some point of time, drop the hat, move into become an entrepreneur, and I'm sure you will also succeed in that journey. And on that note, where your talent and the needs of the world cross, there lies your calling. And I wish all of you to find that calling and make beauty out of your life and make your life meaningful and leave this world a little bit better than how we have left it for you. And I would want you to carry that responsibility with you. I think somewhere our generation have failed a little bit, and I want to pass that baton to each one of you to make this world a lot better when your time comes to deliver. So thank you, and over to you, Tessie ma'am.
Uh, Thank you, Mr. Tamil Selvan, for this wonderful, almost an hour of motivation, in fact, rather than just an exposure. It is a motivation that has been happening and a lot of experiences. I'm sure the kids have now, in a slightly confused mode, maybe all getting prepared to, to take decisions sooner or later. I think we could move now. So thank you so much for that wonderful session, for the wonderful planning, for making my kids respond to you so spontaneously. In fact, I was quite overwhelmed by their responses today, and I really wish that they do. I mean, they are quite good, but then they will continue to be so ever after. I think I don't see Father has yet come on to into the webinar. I think we can move on to the next session of the question and answers. Kids, parents, if you need to clarify a few points, any doubts with regard to your further thing or with regard to today's webinar, you are free to speak.
Yes, students, so go ahead,
Yes.
share your thoughts, ask your questions.
Yes. Even parents are also invited. It is a time for an interaction, so please give your shots.
Yes.
Any clarity on the future programs?
Okay, let me ask you this question, like that, how you guys were very participative. What was your key takeaway from the session, guys? I would want the students to, or even the parents to open up. Please share your thoughts about the session so far. What is one key thing that you took away from the session?
Your responses are actually valuable both for us the school as well as for the future captains, because this is how we get to understand your needs, and we'll be able to design programs for you to suit your needs, because it is not just in managing your exams, your studies right now, and make you appear for board exams. That's an immediate goal, but we would all like you to see yourselves placed well in future. So, and that is why this initiative. And so it is all open to you to, please do give your feedbacks and suggestions with regard to today's webinar. I think a representative from each class at least should be giving a response. That's how we usually do for any of our programs. Interestingly, if you have noted, children, Tamil sir began with those terms, okay, which are already, it has come in print in your diary, and which our principal has been, putting forward to us every year. And he just spoke to you yesterday, and this is what he has been talking to you, isn't it? We do have a diary called Myself, isn't it? Where we do our talent, our values, our goals, our interests, it's all in there. So there's a reiteration from the part of future captains also. I was very happy that it began that note without any communication with regard to this between us. That is what has been put forward. And so from the part of the school, we were quite happy that we have exposed them to it. So I think, children, you should be responding now. I call out names.
Tamil, can they unmute themselves? Because I think
they can unmute themselves. Yes.
Rishi Kailash who's raised his hand. Yeah.
Okay.
Is actually I'm the
Unmute
parent.
yourself, children.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead, ma'am.
I'm the parent. Yes. Both of my kids. And first of all, I give you a very good thank you for conducting such a good session.
Thank you.
It was really wonderful. Wonderful, more than wonderful. It was very much informative. The first and foremost consideration or which every parent has is about the future. And even I was considered about that. And I think this session has.
I think somebody has put her on mute.
Sir, ma'am, you are on mute, ma'am.
Ma'am, you are on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Fine. Yeah. Continue.
Okay. So I think this was a brilliant section, and I thank you all for giving such a wonderful session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Please let me know if you have any questions. I would be more than happy to answer.
Actually, I'll connect with my children, and if they want any more help, I'll be sure to contact.
Sure, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, who's next? They're looking for questions. Come on, go ahead.
What about others? IG2? You're already smart otherwise. Parents who are attending with you also, kids, you may ask even your parents to give in their feedbacks, or if they need to ask a few clarifications. The enthusiasm at the beginning, has it slowed down? Is it something that
it's
something
1 hour,
different that you were
minutes.
expecting?
It's 1 hour 10 minutes. I'm sure it will be a little overbearing for the children. But then this is the best time for us to discuss.
Yeah. Take it informal, children. There's nothing formal about this. You may be very yourself, and please do communicate. Kevina, Paul, Alan, Thomas to Devamatha. If you have anything to share, please do.
All here. It was a very wonderful session. I was informed. Me and my mom are attending this session. My mom also has a few ideas about this, and I was well informed about what I should be doing, and yeah, I might be contacting. we will be discussing about this, and then we might be contacting. It was a wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am Chaitanya's parent,
Yes, ma'am.
and
Yes,
I would
ma'am.
like
Yes,
to
ma'am.
thank the team as well as the management for organizing the teachers also organizing this program, because something which is need of the hour, and even for the team, because what you're doing is actually a part of social service, because now students are very confused because their choices are so much, so they're confused what and where to go, because before the choices were very limited and it was easy for them to select. um, now what I have the doubt is, suppose the child is little bit sure of what she or he wants to do. Would you guide them on the future where you want to go and choose the colleges? So do you guide them on that aspect also? And also, when you're saying about the psychometric test and other processes that they have to go through, what exactly is the time period required for that? Is it few hours, or is it done in few days time? And where exactly is your location? How and where is it done? So these are the few queries that I have. Yeah.
So for a 12th grade
For those
student, the
questions,
entire
I would say.
process, yeah, I'm answering now. So the entire process takes about 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. That's all, right? But in terms of days, you can finish, say, you can take the test on Friday and have a one-on-one counseling session on Sunday. So we give 1 day time for our counselors also to prepare for the child, because there is no ad hocness in our response. It's all well planned, well thought through. And we also have a very important step in this entire thing, where we take and understand what kind of queries the parent and the child have, and we also have the career counselor to handle those questions. So they need to go and do their homework. So we have done the math. So it takes about an average of 5 to 6 hours of preparation for every 1 hour counseling that we do, right? Because it's not like you come and sit with the psychometric test report, and psychometric testing report it has its own built-in errors. So the career counselor's job is to make sure that they are able to see the child, not just with the psychometric report, but also in front of them, and also understand the demographic psychography of this child and family, and then answer those questions. So the process time for you, it is going to be 3 to 4 hours, but for us it is 5 to 6 hours of preparation before we come and give you the one-to-one session for your child. So that, I think I have answered you. And the second thing is, you can also take the test in a staggered manner. For example, once you take the test, you should finish that one test, which will be about for 20 minutes to 30 minutes, because there will be 3 to 5 tests that your child has to take. So each test will have about 20 to 30 minutes time. And once you finish that, you can take the test after 1 hour or 2 hour, or even next day. So whenever you have time, you can sit and finish a one test completely. And once you finish all the assessment tests, you can let us know, and we will arrange for a one-to-one session with the counselor. So this is how this entire process happens. And yeah, so I think that part is addressed. The question of college support, our job is to give you a dimension that that you cannot Google up on, or look up on the internet, right? Where selecting a college, we will support you. In fact, we are helping a person in selecting a college. He has already shortlisted few colleges, and we are even looking at the colleges that he has is selected, and we are helping him to make that choice. Because most of the time, we cannot spoon feed the college selection, because again the bias will kick in, right? We want to be very neutral, but at the same time we want to understand what the child is looking for and what he or she wants to get in. And we do a lot of background mentoring, rather than front end application process and putting the application to the college. We don't do such a service. We are more in terms of guiding the child, not really helping in the application process. So I just want to put it on record. And when the child has selected the subject, a lot of people think that psychometric testing is not important after that, because psychometric testing report, everybody thinks it's only for selection. And I think that mindset has to change, because the psychometric testing report is all about the child's strength and the ability. You have to know what you're good at. and you need somebody to spot that and tell you that. And it will go a long way, because even after you have your interest well established, you will still need that third person's point of view to guide the child in a better manner, and that will also help them to face challenges with a lot of confidence. So psychometric testing is not just for selection, it's also for strengthening their abilities and helping them facing the challenges after selecting the course as well. So I think I have answered your question, ma'am, and if you have still any questions, happy to answer.
No, thank you, Mr. Tamil Selvan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, so I think ma'am, I think we can wrap up, right? Because there's not much.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Yes,
what we can do
yes,
is
we can
there are some
wrap up there.
that's been circulated. Just click on that feedback form, and of course we will be sharing a parent booklet with all of you, so parents can go through that booklet, and we'll also share a participation certificate for all the students. And yeah, so let's be in touch, and hopefully, ma'am, we look forward to hearing from you, and we'll also collect the feedback about how the students have felt, and we'll share it with you as well, so that you also have something to look into and take a decision, right?
Yes.
Thank you, and
So,
wishing you all a
thank you, children. Yes. So what follows next is that see that you fill in the feedback form, because it's based on your entry in the feedback form that you'll get a certificate for attending this webinar. So please don't delay with it. Do it right away, and you will get it. And as Mr. Tamil said, we'll be getting a booklet on understanding the various options available, or the exposures that are available. We'll be getting an ebook as well. So right now it is time for you all to discuss with your parents. Of course, this video will also be shared, isn't it, sir? So that parents who have not attended can also listen to it and go through it. I find there are a few parents who have not attended the session, so how much children would be able to convince them or talk to them on this, it differs. So maybe once video is shared, children, you should please see that you share with your parents. These are, times for serious decision making to students. So as we said, the psychometric analysis is offered only for IG1 and the IG students. Stage 9 students can, of course, do a little more thinking, and you'll be mature enough to take it up next year. Are still exposed early so that you can start thinking about it. Hence, we will surely be contacting you. Your class teachers will be getting a feedback you and be asking you all to names of those who are interested to move forward for further services for the psychometric analysis, which I hope you would all take it up, so because it gives you a very concrete conviction of actually moving into the right line, or if not, then what should you to be thinking otherwise. So let's first identify ourselves, rate identity, understand what we really are, rather than biased with all that's happening around. So that would be the first step that you take. So please do pull in your feedback, please contact me or your class teacher or other assistants, and we are there. So remotely, the session is wonderful and interesting session, making it possible for us today. In fact, Mr. Shiv is a Malayali and working with the Team Future Capitals on help mentoring and in a career development orientation. So thank you, Shiv, sir, for your association with us.
Shiv, you
Thank
want
you.
to say
Sir, so
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Seema. Thank you, Father Saju and Chris, ma'am, and in the team of the teachers and the parents and the students, everybody there. I know there are a lot of things which should be running their mind, yes, but I'm sure they'll have more clarity now. We wish we have a lot of things to happen in the future to follow, because it's not a one-time short-term moment which you always talk about. We always talk for a long-term relationship. And yes, I'm so thankful to be connected with Devamatha because the warmth they gave us, the warmth they were dealing with us is so beautiful. In fact, I still remember the word they told me. "Eppo venenkilum ningal varan, nammada Devamatha is always open for you." So that was so good for me. We have to feel on. And I would also wish, if everybody can at least leave their feedback of what they felt about the session right away on the chat if they can. And have a nice evening, late evening. Yes, be home, stay safe, and take care. This is a very simple words which we say in the last, but yes, that's become the mantra now. I would say that, please take care of yourself, please take care of your kids, please take care of your neighbors, and let us move forward. This is just a storm. We'll get through with this and we'll come over it very beautifully. Thank you so much.
Children, if you look into the Zoom group chat, you have the link towards for the feedback form to avail your e-certificates. Please do click on it and please do submit your feedback forms right now. So thank you so much. My gratitude also to the director, Father Shaju Adamina, for having made this possible for us for taking keen interest in your futures and bringing you all out as one of the best that can be produced in society has always been Father's dream. And today, responding to this moment, I immensely extend my gratitude to all parents and to you, dear students, for taking your time out today to attend the session and making it a successful one. Thank you so much, everybody. Please do fill in your forms.
Thank you, Desi ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tamil sir. Thank you, Shiv sir.
Thank you, everybody. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.